Part 146. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 1451. The ancient beast stopped talking, and the zombies around me attacked me like crazy. I held Jingxiao in my hand and shuttled through the tide of corpses. Wherever my figure passed, countless zombies had their throats sealed by me and fell straight down. Killing zombies with your hands is not a long-term solution. There are endless zombies and there is no way to kill them all. I unlocked the 3 spiritual vein seals in my body, and instantly, I felt that my body was full of power. I cast 9 Eyes Heavenly Domain and expanded the range to the limit. In the 9 Eyes Heaven realm, as long as I am strong enough, I can control everything in the 9 Eyes Heaven realm. My expression condensed, and all the zombies in the 9-eyed heaven stopped moving. I took a deep breath, held Jingxiao in my hand, and waved it casually. The next moment, the heads of all the zombies in the entire 9 Eyes Heaven were cut off. Outside the 9 Eyes Heaven, countless zombies crazily hit the black barrier. They couldn't get in, so I simply sat in the 9 Eyes Heaven realm and waited for time to pass. At this moment, the entire 9 Eyes Heaven territory shook violently. My face froze, and I looked around and saw 7 or 8 zombies in the black barrier of the attacker's 9 Eyes Heaven territory. As they pumped their fists, the black barrier of the 9-eyed heaven realm actually shattered. Is this not turning into bones? Although I had expected that there would be immortal beings here, now that I encountered them, I was even more shocked. I counted a dozen bodies in total. In addition to the 8 immortal bodies that attacked the black barrier, there were several more standing not far away. I have a deep understanding of how strong Fu Huagu is. The existence that is rare outside is actually a bad thing here. Just when I was shocked, the 9 Eyes Heaven realm was directly shattered. My expression condensed, I suddenly stood up and disappeared from the spot. Countless zombies, led by more than a dozen immortal bodies, rushed toward me. Damn it! I couldn't help but curse. I unlocked 2 spiritual vein seals again. In total, I have unlocked 5 spiritual vein seals. This is a sign of my body. The large array I set up outside cannot be used because it is what I used to deal with the ancient ones. I thought again and again, took out the evil suppression seal, and threw it into the air. I squeezed the secret with both hands and activated the 8-character mantra. 8 golden words flew out from the bottom of the evil suppressing seal, instantly expanded, and the Buddha's light shone everywhere. The zombies retreated one after another after being illuminated by the Buddha's light. I stretched out my hand, and just as I was about to squeeze it, I felt a sharp pain in my right arm. I took a breath of cold air. What is going on? For a moment, I felt like I was losing feeling in my right hand. I frowned. This must be a sign that I am about to lose my limbs and 5 senses. I didn't expect the precursor to come so quickly. I tried to move my right arm, but I didn't feel that way this time. As time goes by, my limbs will gradually lose feeling. Although they are not broken, they are no different from being broken. I took a deep breath to calm down. Forget it, this day will come sooner or later. I just hope that everything can be solved when I lose my limbs and 5 senses. I pinched the Thunder Dew, and just when I was about to superimpose the power of the Thunder Dew to the 8th level, I thought of something. This is in the celestial coffin. I can use words and magic. I have used this ability once, and now it seems that I can use it again. I raised Jingxiao in my hand and said sternly, "Thunder is coming." As soon as he finished speaking, bursts of rumbling thunder sounded in the sky, and then the whole world fell into darkness. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 1452. Immediately afterwards, a bolt of lightning tore through the night sky, like the light before dawn, illuminating the dark night sky. I felt like something was passing through my body. Speaking the spell does not mean that you can cast spells at will. People who can use the spell are either immortals or gods. The spells that can be cast are directly proportional to their own strength. I have opened 5 spiritual veins of dragon energy, which is extremely powerful. I spoke again and shouted loudly, and a bolt of thunder shattered the dome of the palace and struck straight down. I heard a loud roar, and the sky thunder, which was thicker than a bucket, exploded and turned into countless blue arcs that scattered in all directions. In an instant, everything I looked at was covered with blue light. This was not over yet. My ears the rumble of thunder sounded again, like a huge bell ringing between heaven and earth. Countless thunder and lightning tore apart the night sky, as if a large piece of glass had been smashed heavily. An extremely hot force exploded in front of me, just like the explosion of a nuclear bomb in a TV series. The residual force alone was enough to level the entire palace. I feel like the power in my body is draining away rapidly. I clutched my chest and gasped for air. I don't know how long it took before the lightning in front of my eyes dissipated and the whole world fell into deathly silence. I looked around and saw charred corpses scattered everywhere. However, the dozen or so skeletons still stood there, with varying degrees of damage to their bodies. I was extremely shocked. I never thought that such a powerful thunder could not directly destroy the bones. I took a deep breath to calm myself down, but fortunately those annoying zombies were gone, which was a blessing in misfortune. As soon as this idea emerged from my mind, there was a loud sound of footsteps in my ears. It was as if there were thousands of troops coming towards me. I followed the sound and saw a scene that I will never forget through the ruins of the palace. I saw the black zombies quickly attacking towards me like locusts crossing the border. Oh shit! I couldn't help but yell, how many zombies are there in this world? Tens of thousands? Hundreds of thousands? Millions? I took a breath of cold air. If I used my words again, I would be exhausted. I was shocked and at the same time curious, what method did I use to seal so many zombies here in my past lives? At this time, more than a dozen immortal bones rushed towards me again. The zombie army was still some distance away from me. What I had to do now was to eliminate these dozen or so immortal bones. I cast Nine Eyes Heavenly Realm, holding Jingxiao in my hand, and instantly disappeared from the place. When I reappeared here, I was already in front of more than a dozen immortal bones. Their bodies were shattered by the thunder, and their scarlet flesh was exposed. Moreover, these wounds and flesh were crawling crazily and slowly healing. They do not turn into bones and have extremely strong bodies. Normal attacks cannot harm them at all. Even if they are harmed, they will recover as before in a short time with their powerful self-healing ability. I don't plan to use any means. I want to kill them completely with the Nine Eyes Heavenly Domain and the Jingxiao in my hand, because in this way, I can retain my strength. More than a dozen immortal bones rushed towards me like fierce tigers. In the Nine-Eyed Heaven realm, my speed was extremely fast, and I could even be said to be teleporting. I used the ability of the Nine Eyes Heavenly Realm to constantly deal with Fu Huagu. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanba. Chapter 1453. I kept dodging while looking for opportunities to attack. The immortal bones are indeed very strong. Even though they suffered heavy damage, they were still incredibly fast. More than a dozen immortal bones attacked me crazily. I saw the opportunity and slashed out with my sword. I only heard a clang sound and Jingxiao struck hard on the boneless neck. I frowned. Jingxiao was made from a tree struck by lightning for 100 years, plus Su Tianxuan's essence and blood. Let's not talk about the 100-year-old lightning striking wood, let's just talk about Su Tianxuan's blood essence, that is an existence that surpasses Nuo's bloodline. Unexpectedly, it can't be hurt to the point of breaking into bones. Just when I was stunned, another body that was not broken into bones opened its bloody mouth and bit me. My expression condensed, and I used Nine Eyes' heavenly domain to disappear. I bit my finger and drew a spell on Jingxiao's sword. The spell was formed and Jingxiao emitted a dazzling light. I didn't believe that my blood, plus Su Tianxuan's blood essence, could not hurt these guys. I rushed towards Buletin Huagu again. With an extremely serious look on my face, I swung my sword towards one of the zombies. I just heard a pop, and the boneless head was cut off by me, and cold blood spattered on my face. However, a scene that shocked me happened. The headless skeleton could still move. I didn't want to use any means, but now it seems that I have to use some means. I think of the karmic fire I haven't used in a long time. The fire of karma can burn all evil spirits in the world, including zombies of course. I waved my hand casually, and several blood-red flames condensed in front of me, like blood-red lotus flowers. Karmic fire has no temperature, but it has a fatal blow to evil spirits. I waved my hand again, and the fire of karma struck at the invincible bone. As it flew in the air, the fire instantly increased, and the blood-red fire dragons devoured the intransigent bone. Ah! Buletin Huagu let out a heart-rending roar, and his whole body was covered in blood-red flames. Even so, Buletin Huagu still staggered towards me. How difficult! With a thought, more than 20 blank heavenly secrets with golden light appeared beside me. I cast the Thunder Talisman, and obscure spells appeared on the 20-odd blank heavenly secrets. My sword pointed at them and could not turn them into bones. More than 20 thunder symbols flew through the air, bursting into dazzling blue light in the air. The arc flashed, and dense thunder and lightning burst out from the talisman, directly swallowing the immortal bones. I can now use more than 30 of the heavenly secrets, or even more. Under the siege of the Thunder Talisman and the Karma Fire, Fugugu's roar became louder and louder, and finally he collapsed to the ground and was burned by the Karma Fire. There are also strengths and weaknesses of non-bones, but it is undeniable that non-bones are the highest level of zombies and are very difficult to deal with. However, compared with Huashiu, these non-bones are still a little worse. I sat paralyzed on the boulder, breathing heavily. At this moment, the soul-melting array burst out with a dazzling golden light. General, Hanbei, Yinggu, and Hooking's body fell straight to the ground. I frowned. Was the soul fusion successful? Shang Guhuan slowly opened his copper bell-like eyes, and then, a strong wind struck, stirring up gravel and flying sand. Lu Su, you are helpless. Today, I will kill you, seize the 9 evil stars, and then, open the tomb of the gods. As long as we open the tomb of the gods, the world will be back under our control again. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 1454. When Shang Guhuan spoke, the whole world trembled. The aura about him was even stronger than when I first met him. I took a deep breath, held Jingxiao in my hand, cast Nine Eyes' heavenly domain, and stood on the ruins of the palace, so that my sight could be level with the ancient dragon. I looked at the ancient Jian coldly, slowly raised Jingxiao in my hand, pointed the sword at the ancient Jian, and said sternly, "You are just a beast? How do you know that I am powerless?" Shang Jian's eyes were full of teasing, and he didn't take me seriously at all. I took a look at the body of the female demon lying on the ground. The female demon told me before that I should preserve her body. I estimated the distance. If I use the Nine Eyes heavenly domain, I should be able to easily transfer the female demon's body. I have already exhausted too much in dealing with those non-transformable bones, and fighting the ancient beast now is tantamount to courting death. But fortunately, I was prepared beforehand. Ancient Huan smiled sinisterly and said, "Really? Then let me see what you are capable of, right?" I was too lazy to talk nonsense with Shang Guhu, so I looked hard, kneaded the formula with both hands, and muttered something. The red bird shines brightly, and the divine power spreads within. The 4 towns in the mountain source are destroyed in secret. The sacred pool spits out poison, and the evil spirit hides in it. The soul platform is bright, and the Qianhu is beautiful. There is Yuzhen in the middle, sitting in the Mingtang. He waves the purple clouds in his hand, and the divine light is built in his head. I cast the Great Fire Bell charm. The Great Fireling mantra is a superior mantra. Using the mantra as a guide, it can summon heavenly fire. When the heavenly fire comes to the world, all the evil spirits in the world will have nowhere to hide. One spell and one method can kill all the demons in the world. This is the spell that exists in Lu Bowen's memory. Of course, although the Fire Bell Curse is an excellent spell, the power it exerts is directly proportional to its own strength. I have unlocked the seals of 5 spiritual veins, and I unlocked one more without any thought or hesitation. In an instant, the rich and powerful dragon energy swept around like a tsunami. I felt like every inch of my body was suffering from burning pain. The seal of 6 spiritual veins is still too reluctant for me, but I have no choice now. If I don't kill the ancient dragon here, then the ancient dragon will break the sky coffin, and then, everyone will die. As I recited the fire bell mantra, red light erupted around the huge palace, and countless mantras rose from all directions and floated into the sky. In the blink of an eye, the entire sky was filled with crimson red, as if magma was flowing in the sky. Wherever you go, all the gods will greet you. Evil spirits will disappear, and ghosts and demons will turn into dust. The birds of heaven come to guard, and thousands of spirits are shocked. Don't use my chi, and be true inside and outside. When the curse falls, the fire comes. I shouted loudly, and the fire in the sky became more intense. Then, countless balls of fire shot down from the sky, and it was like a dense rain of fire. Seeing this scene, Shangjian's copper bell-like eyes trembled crazily. By chance, those zombies also came near the palace. The raging fire seemed to be mixed with boulders, and the countless raging fires looked like meteorites falling from the sky. Boom! A ball of flames hit the ground, directly creating a huge pit in the ground, and the zombies were instantly blown away, burned by the fire, and turned into ashes. I didn't expect you to be able to cast such a powerful fire bell spell. It seems that I really underestimate you. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 1455. I sneered. I said, "Today, I will kill you." As soon as I finished speaking, the ancient beast roared throughout the world, exuding a powerful aura. This aura formed an invisible barrier around Ancient Hu. He wanted to use his own strength to resist the sky fire. Countless fireballs slammed into the invisible barrier. There was a loud roar, the fireball exploded, and the Ancient Hu's huge body trembled. The fireballs gathered by the sky fire were densely packed and continuously hit the barrier condensed by the Ancient Hu aura. Soon, Ancient Hu could no longer hold on, his aura suddenly collapsed, and the scorching sky fire devoured him. I cast the 9 Eyes Heaven Realm and disappeared instantly. I came to the female demon's body, picked her up, and used the power of the 9 Eyes Heaven Realm to stay away from this land of right and wrong. I stood not far away and quickly sealed the 6th spiritual vein. If it wasn't sealed, I wouldn't be able to survive it. The heavenly fire summoned by the Great Fire Bell Curse is the most powerful existence, and has a restraining effect on zombies and ancient beasts. Moreover, it lasts long and is powerful. The huge fireball condensed by countless balls of sky fire hit the Ancient Hu's body hard, and soon submerged and devoured it. The Ancient Hu let out a roar that resounded throughout the world, and it seemed that he was injured. However, I did not relax my vigilance because I knew that the ancient jade was not so easy to deal with. The sky fire gradually dissipated, and smoke was everywhere as far as I could see. From a distance, I could feel the scorching power of the fire after it burned. I stared hard at Shangjian. He was lying motionless on the ground. Large areas of his body were burned, his flesh and blood were charred, and scarlet blood was flowing out. At this time, Shang Jian slowly stood up, extremely embarrassed. He looked at me, his eyes full of anger. If eyes could kill, I don't know how many times I would have died. Lu Su, you are the only one who has hurt me in thousands of years. Ancient Hu was running towards the fast, and while he was running, the whole earth was trembling. When people face beings several times larger than themselves, they will feel fear. When I stand in front of Shang Jian, I am not even as tall as his feet. However, this is not the first time I have faced such a behemoth. He was slaying the dragon in the sky coffin before, but now he seems extremely calm. When the ancient beast was about to approach me, I used Nine Eyes' heavenly domain, disappeared from the place, and moved to the head of the ancient beast. Shang Guhuan noticed my presence and without any hesitation, he crashed towards the mountain not far away. My expression condensed, and I pulled the hair on Shang Guhuan's body, and let it fall on his nose. I raised the Jingxiao in my hand and stabbed Shang Guhuan's eyes fiercely. Just when Jingxiao was about to pierce Gu Jian's eyes, a figure suddenly flashed in front of him, a flying zombie. I can only stop moving and move here. I came to the back of the ancient beast. Before I could stand firm, I heard a loud bang. The ancient beast knocked down the huge mountain with one head. I couldn't stand still and fell straight down from a height of several hundred meters. I quickly grabbed the hair on Shang Guhuan's body to stabilize my body. I can't use the soul-stealing blood hand on the ancient beast yet, because the female demon hasn't given me any news yet. At this moment, Shang Guhu suddenly stopped moving and stood motionless. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 1456. I was slightly stunned. What is going on? The ancient Jian who was so crazy just now has stopped moving now. Could it be the work of a female slave? Just as I was thinking, the ancient dragon began to move, and his huge body slowly turned around. Before I could figure out what was going on, the voice of a female demon rang in my ears. Lu Su. Take advantage of the moment. Take action quickly. I came to my senses in an instant. The female demon must have taken over the ancient dragon's body. I used the Nine Eyes Heaven Realm to come to the front of the ancient Hu, and grabbed the hair on the ancient Hu's body to stabilize my body. What should I do? The female demon's voice sounded in my ears again. The most vulnerable part of ancient Hu is between his eyebrows. If you use all your strength to stab him between his eyebrows, he will die. Between the eyebrows. I looked towards the center of the ancient Huan's eyebrows and disappeared. When I reappeared, it was between the ancient Huan's eyebrows. I was still holding onto the hair on the ancient Huan's body to stabilize my body. I looked carefully at the center of Shanggu's eyebrows and found a spot of skin that was as clear as glass. This should be the weakness of the ancient Jian. However, I didn't rush to take action. Instead, I shouted to the female demon, just wait, I will pull out your soul first. No. Lu Su. There's not enough time. Now is not the time for women to be kind. Kill the ancient beast. Leave me alone. The female demon shouted at me. How could I not care about the female slave? I have sworn before that I will not let anyone around me go. I want them to live well. Thinking of this, I didn't hesitate at all, and used my soul-stealing blood hand to attack the ancient Hu's body directly. The bloody hand penetrated directly into the ancient beast's body. I took a deep breath and carefully felt the location of the female demon's soul. But at this moment, the ancient beast let out a roar that resounded throughout the world. Roar. Female master. How dare you plot against me? If I die, You won't be able to survive. The voice of the ancient beast rang in my ears, followed immediately by the urging voice of the female demon. Lu Su, leave me alone and do it quickly, I can't hold it anymore. It is obvious that the female demon and the ancient beast are fighting for control of the body. The voice of ancient Jian came again. Lu Su, do you think you can kill me by joining forces with a female tycoon? It's simply a wishful thinking. Lu Su, do it quickly. There is no time, otherwise you will die here. The voice of the female demon, the ancient beast, rang in my ears one after another. The ancient beast is indeed very powerful, and it is difficult to kill it with my current physical condition. But, the reason why I came here, isn't it just to kill the ancient Jian and protect the people I want to protect? If I can't even protect the female martyrs, how can I protect Su Tianxian, Huaxiu, Cai Dai, Xiao He and the others? Therefore, no matter how much the female slave urged me or screamed in my ears, I pretended not to hear her. My face hardened, and I put all my experiences into the hands of activating the soul-stealing blood. Scarlet blood spread out from my right arm, and in the blink of an eye, it covered the huge body of ancient Xiao. Looking at it, Shang Xiao looked like a huge horse covered in blood. Because, the appearance of the ancient horse is similar to that of a horse. I felt that the power of my body was passing away quickly, and I concentrated on searching for the soul of the female demon inside the ancient Jian. Although I have a blood curse connection with the female slave, it is not that easy to find her soul. Just when I was concentrating on searching, the ancient beast began to move violently. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 1457. I know that Shang Guhuan wants to throw me away, but how can I fulfill his wish? I thrust my right hand into the body of the ancient beast, and held onto the blood-stained hair with my left hand. No matter how much the ancient beast struggled, I still held on tightly and would not let go. I concentrated on looking for the 3 souls and 7 souls of the female demon, but I couldn't find them after searching for a long time. The reason why I can't find it is because the soul of the ancient Jian is too powerful and will interfere with my judgment. After all, the ancient dragon can create the ancestor zombie with just a ray of soul. The power of its soul is beyond my imagination. It won't work if it continues like this. Sooner or later, the female demon will be unable to hold on and will be swallowed up by the ancient beast. After thinking over and over again, I made an extremely crazy move, that is, my soul left my body, entered the body of the ancient dragon, and personally brought out the female demon. Thinking of this, I made the formula with both hands and muttered the words. The female demon noticed my intention and shouted at me, Lu Su. No. You can't do this. The soul of the ancient beast is too powerful. Once you enter his body, you will be swallowed by him. I looked determined and replied, don't worry, I'm sure. When my soul is separated from my body, the biggest danger is my body. During the period when my soul is separated from my body, if those zombies damage or eat my body, then I can only exist in the form of my soul, that is, ghost. Before my soul leaves my body, I have to put a ban on my body so that the zombies can't get close. As my last seal was completed, my soul left my body and entered the body of the ancient dragon through the scarlet blood of the soul-stealing blood hand. There was darkness in front of me, and just when I felt where the female demon's soul was, my eyes suddenly lit up, and a white space appeared in front of me. I was slightly startled. The scene in front of me was exactly the same as every time I saw my grandfather. At this moment, I also knew that my grandfather met me through his soul. To put it simply, this white space was the spiritual world of ancient times. I looked around and sensed the direction of the female demon, so I quickly ran in that direction. Before I could run too far, a huge magic circle appeared in front of me. Magic circle? Is the soul of ancient Jian imprisoned? No wonder the ancient Jian wants the souls of the four ancestors of zombies to reunite with their original souls. It turns out that he wants to break free from the seal on his soul. In the magic circle, countless magic spells floated out of thin air. After taking a few glances at the magic spells, I knew what kind of magic circle this was. Zaiwei Forbidden Soul Array. The Zaiwei Soul Forbidden Array is a magic array built with Zaiwei Baojiao and Zaiwei Qi. Once the magic circle is formed, there will be supreme power within the magic circle, which will tightly imprison the soul within the magic circle, making it impossible to escape unless the soul is strong enough to break free from the magic circle. The only people who can set up the Zaiwei Soul Forbidden Array are those with Zaiwei's fate. In the magic circle, a man in white is sitting cross-legged in the middle, and the female demon is the one in the east of the circle with a face full of pain. My appearance made the man in white suddenly open his eyes. The man in white is the embodiment of ancient Jian's soul, that is, his appearance in human form. Lu Su. You are really looking for death. How dare you come here? The man in white stood up slowly and looked at me with eyes full of hatred. I looked at the man in white solemnly and said, You are really miserable. Your body is sealed, your soul is sealed, doesn't it feel good to have your freedom taken away? My words instantly angered the man in white. His eyes were blazing, and he looked at me angrily and said, Lu Su, you and I are both gods. Why do you want to seal me? Are you enjoying yourself outside? As he spoke, the anger on the man in white dissipated a bit. He looked at me jokingly and said, But that's it, if I kill you today, not only will I be able to escape from this place. Even the gods will be able to escape from this place will come to the world again. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 1458. I was too lazy to talk nonsense with Shang Guhu, so I took the time to kill him, then left the Sky Coffin and went to save Huaxiu and the others. In the spiritual world of ancient Jian, some of my methods cannot be used. However, this does not mean that I have no way to deal with the ancient jade. I took a deep breath, made the secrets with my hands, and muttered some words. Sincerely surrender to Deluo Tiank, Zaiwixing Palace. It is located high at the North Pole and is located in the middle of the sky. The golden wheel of the Dharma name is blazing, and the Taoist name is Jade Duxuan Zun. The rotating jade scale Qi Qi Zhang, the total heavenly scripture, the latitude of the ground. What I am reciting is not a mantra, but a treasure edict. Zaiwei Bao Bao, written by Emperor Zaiwei, reciting it silently in ordinary people's hearts can drive away evil spirits and ward off evil spirits. But when I recite it, it will mobilize the Zaiwei True Yuan in my body, and the soul will appear in the world. Seeing that I wanted to summon the soul, the ancient Jian's expression condensed, he took a step and disappeared in an instant. His speed was so fast that it was impossible to catch it with the naked eye. Before I could react, the ancient beast had already appeared in front of me. Shang Guhuan raised his palm and struck me fiercely. I can clearly feel that there is an extremely powerful force condensing in the palm of ancient Hu. This palm seems to contain a huge force. The strong wind brought by the palm when waving it makes my clothes make a sound. Seeing that there was no way to avoid it, my face condensed, and the purple true essence protected my body. The lavender light enveloped me, as if I was wearing a purple armor. The palm of Shang Gujian hit my chest hard, and I only felt a tightness in my chest. The powerful palm threatened me to retreat continuously. Shang Gujian was not much better, and Zaiwei Zhenyuan forced it back more than 10 meters. I continued to recite Zaiwei Bao Bao. As I chanted more frequently, I felt an extremely powerful force rushing through my body, and in an instant, my whole body was filled with purple light. Immediately afterwards, a huge silhouette of a human figure emitting purple light appeared behind me. The figure behind me has the same appearance and figure as me. He has a plain white Taoist robe, his black hair is loose, his feet are on auspicious clouds, his face is stern, his eyebrows are filled with the aura of an emperor, and he despises all living beings. Is this my soul? Seeing the appearance of my Yuan Shen, Ancient Huan's expression became extremely vicious. He gritted his teeth and looked at me, and the hatred in his eyes swallowed me up like a tide. The reason why the ancient Jian was so angry when he saw my soul is probably because I sealed it in this manner when I was the great Emperor Zaiwei. The female slave sat cross-legged on the ground, the painful expression on her face softened. She slowly opened her eyes and looked at me with complicated eyes. She wanted to get up, but her soul was so weak that she couldn't even move. "Don't move, just watch from the side," I said to the female slave. The female slave nodded and said nothing more to ask me to leave. Now that I'm here, I naturally won't choose to leave. Obviously, the female master also knows my character, and her words and advice can't change my mind. The ancient who made the same technique with both hands, and with a sharp roar, his body flashed with dazzling golden light, and a huge shadow of the ancient who appeared behind him. This was his soul. I controlled my soul to attack the ancient beast. Not to be outdone, Ancient Who also controlled his soul to attack me. I waved my soul's right hand and grasped the void, and a long sword emitting purple light appeared in his hand. This sword is not Jingxiao, it should be the magical weapon of Emperor Zaiwei. Although I am Emperor Zaiwei, I know very little about my own affairs, so I don't know the name of this sword for a while. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 1459. Ancient Whose soul roared and rushed towards me. I took a deep breath, and my expression condensed. At the same time, the soul behind me swung out a sword. A sharp sword energy appeared out of thin air, tearing the air apart, and struck at the ancient Yuan soul with lightning speed. This sword energy is extremely powerful. Wherever it passes, strong winds are set off. I estimate that this sword can even cut off a large river. Facing this powerful sword energy, Ancient Whose soul did not hesitate at all and faced it head on. Tear. There were bursts of tearing sounds in the air. Immediately afterwards, the sword energy struck directly at the ancient Yuan Shen. A powerful residual force came over me, like a grenade exploding. I was forced to take a few steps back by this residual force. In an instant, smoke and dust were everywhere as far as the eye could see. I looked into the smoke with a solemn expression. Since entering the coffin, I haven't stopped for a moment. Fighting against thousands of corpses with his own strength, the energy in his body has long been exhausted, and his spirit is extremely exhausted. For me, the most consuming part was casting the Great Fire Bell curse. My efforts were not in vain, and the ancient dragon was also injured. It would be very disadvantageous for me to delay it. At this time, a figure slowly walked out of the smoke. It was the ancient Jian. I just took a sword and didn't cause any damage to it. This made me frown. The soul of ancient Jian was so powerful. Shang Guhuan looked at me coldly and said, "Lu Su, if you are outside, you still have a chance of defeating me, but here, you have no chance of winning." My eyes were set on the Zaiwei Soul Forbidden Formation not far away. If you want to kill the ancient dragon, you can only do something in the Zaiwei Soul Forbidden Formation. The Zaiwei Soul Forbidden Array can not only confine souls, but also destroy souls, but the prerequisite is that the soul and lifespan must be consumed. It's okay to consume the soul, after all, the soul can be restored, but the lifespan. I cherish my life very much, because my life was bought by my family. However, after I learned everything, I opened my eyes to a lot of things. Isn't it just about lifespan? As long as I can kill the ancient jade, it doesn't matter if I lose a few years. Thinking of this, I looked at Shang Jian coldly and said, "Today, I will kill you." As soon as I finished speaking, I disappeared instantly and reappeared in the Zaiwei Soul Forbidden formation. I squeezed the secret with both hands, and the phantom of the soul behind me slowly floated away like catkins and disappeared into the Zaiwei Soul Forbidden formation. The magic circle that had been silent for a long time now emitted a dazzling light and resumed operation. I feel like something is passing away, and I know it is life. When Shang Jian saw my crazy behavior, he looked shocked and shouted, "Lusu, you are really a madman." I didn't say anything, just looked at him coldly. I summoned Jingxiao, pointed my sword at the ancient Jian, and with a sharp roar, the magic circle expanded instantly to cover the ancient Jian. Shang Jian seemed to know that his end was coming, with a look of madness on his face. "Lusu, I will drag you to be buried with me before I die." The ancient dragon roared and rushed towards me. Because I had to maintain the magic circle, I couldn't take action or dodge. I could only watch the ancient dragon rush towards me. My face turned cold, and I let out a light voice, and the soul forbidden spell in the formation began to flutter in the spell. Under my guidance, countless spells surrounded me and the ancient Jian. My face hardened and I shouted loudly, "Destroy!" As soon as I finished speaking, the spell emitted a dazzling golden light, and then I felt an extremely powerful aura exploding in front of me. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 1460. The powerful force directly knocked me upside down. My throat felt sweet, and a mouthful of blood spurted out. My whole body felt as if it had been hit by a speeding car, and I instantly lost consciousness. I don't know how long it took, but when I regained consciousness and opened my eyes, I found that I had left that white space. I tried to move my limbs and found that my whole body felt as heavy as lead, and every cell in my body was telling pain. This time, the injuries I suffered were more serious than those in Yaokai, and I also lost several years of life. At this time, the voice of the female demon rang in my ears. "Lusu, are you awake?" Only then did I realize that I was lying in the arms of the female demon. She has returned to her true form, and so have I. It seems that the female demon protected me after I died together with the ancient beast. "Where's the ancient dragon?" I asked with a trembling voice. "Already dead." When I heard these words, I was slightly startled, feeling the changes in my body, and found that the Earth Tribulation Star had indeed returned to the palace. I looked around and found myself in a cave. I asked, "What is this place?" The female demon replied, "We are still in the sky coffin, now we have to find a way to get out of here." I struggled a few times to stand up, but found that I couldn't do it. The female demon helped me up and walked towards the entrance of the cave. This cave was not far from the palace. But when I saw clearly the situation I was in at this moment, my brows instantly furrowed. Wherever you look, there are silhouettes of people moving around. If you look carefully, you will see that there are zombies all over the mountains and plains. They seem to be looking for something. Without even thinking about it, I knew they were looking for me. I looked at the female slave and asked, "How should we get out of here?" The female slave pointed in the direction of the palace and said, "In the palace, there is a coffin, which is the coffin of the King of Hell. If we lie in it, we can leave here." I entered the heavenly coffin through the King of Hell's coffin, so naturally I have to rely on the King of Hell's coffin to get out. I took a deep breath and said, "Without further ado, let's get out of here quickly." The female demon looked at me worriedly and asked, "But, your body? My current physical condition is really bad. I am like a small boat. A slight wave can destroy me. No means can be used, and he is a useless person at this moment. Moreover, I just checked my body and found that the meridians were damaged and it will be difficult to recover within a period of time. However, if they stay here for a second longer, Huaxiu and the others will be in more danger. We must get out of here as soon as possible. I'm fine. You should be able to get through the corpses, right?" The female demon nodded and replied, yes, I am a zombie and can transfer my corpse energy to you, but, your physical condition cannot bear my corpse energy at all. This is why I brought you here to rest s reason. As the ancestor of zombies, the female demon was enough to frighten these zombies. However, after the death of the ancient demon, these zombies seemed to go crazy and ran all over the mountains and fields. Moreover, zombies also attacked each other. I just saw it, a zombie is eaten by dozens of zombies. I took a deep breath and replied, it's okay, just come on. The female slave still showed hesitation on her face, and she continued to persuade, Luciu, I know you want to save Huashiu and the others, but even if we leave here, with your current physical condition, you will not be able to do this at all, otherwise we can wait here until you recover from your injury.